Hey YouTube, I just picked up this really sweet looking MacBook Pro. I believe it's a 2009. Got it off Craigslist for about 80 bucks. You can see the physical condition of this thing is pristine, given the age especially. So I did clean it up a little bit with some lemon pledge and a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. Pledge does wonders on these aluminum MacBooks. But you can see it was being sold because when you power it up, we get the Apple logo and a spinning wheel of doom. The person I bought it off of basically said they went and bought a new one and whatever, didn't really care. So we're gonna see if we can get this thing working. Good sign is it's actually charging the battery. So we're gonna try a couple things and come back once we can get some progress made. All right, so managed to do a recovery mode with Command R on boot up and got some progress here. So we're gonna go through and see if this actually will finish. And we'll actually do a little disk utility. Make sure the hard drive is good. Again, I haven't opened this up. Haven't even really looked at it. So it's probably worth doing a little check on it. So we'll do a verified disk here, and that looked good. Do a repair, what the hell. So did find out that it's actually a 160 gig hard drive. And it looks like this is going to take a little while, so I'll come back. So remember what I said, why the hell not? Let's just repair it. Well, awesome issue arises with partition map failed, repair failed while blah blah blah, structures to fit the whole current. Yeah, awesome. So that ended up with like a little bit of alert pop up and the spinning color wheel of doom. Managed to click OK. It looks like it finished up doing whatever it was going to do. So yeah, I don't know. Looked it up on the internet, the source of all information. And looks like it's a bunch of problems. Mountain Lion, I don't even know what's installed on this. So one person said it was actually the data cable. So I don't know. So we'll just close it out and we'll just try reinstalling and see what happens. May or may not work. I don't know. Maybe the hard drive's broken, cable's broken, the whole damn computer's broken. So yeah, click continue. Just hanging out, having fun. So well, at least we know it's Mavericks. Okay. I'm not connected to the internet. Okay, so it helped to read the message, right? So let's try connecting. Now the always fun part of entering a password in so nobody knows what it is. Now I got another Mac here where I got a little note. This one, unfortunately, you can see it's taped up. Screen doesn't work. We have fun over there with the monitor. Now hopefully I managed to get that password in right. That one's always fun. Never managed to do it. Okay. Are we gonna connect? Cool. Let's try it again. Okay. Yeah, I agree. So that's fun. So I'm wondering if when I repaired the disk, we ended up goofing up everything else because all we have is the recovery hard drive. So let's can't obviously continue with that. Okay, back to disk utility we go.
What the hell?
Now, most likely, I'm going to goof this. Oh, cool. So, at this point, what I think I'm just going to do is, I can't tell if it's really just a hard drive issue. I'm sure all Mac experts there are probably pounding their fists in the screen, but so I'm going to switch back over to this bad boy. I actually just downloaded Sierra, so we'll try making a boot disk and replacing the hard drive, and see how that goes. Be back in a second. So swap the hard drive, did Command R, back in utilities. Now I have a bunch of these 160 gig hard drives, just managed to collect them, so yeah, we'll find out how this one goes too. So don't know if anything's installed on it. Do a verified disk, everything looks good. Okay. Now I'm like half tempted to do the repair thing, but I'm not gonna bother. So let's just try the reinstall. Again, Mac people are probably gonna shake their fists in the air because, oh good, Mountain Lion. Okay, well just whatever. Mountain Lion it is. I mean, at this point, I'm just trying to see if I can get something installed on it. For whatever reason, I'm trying to do a Sierra boot disk, but that is just in a beeping, or not beeping, flashing USB stick loop. So, figure get started on the. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! All right. So, 1 second, be right back. Do the sign in, get the wonderful little pop-up from on the phone, and I get this. Item is temporarily unavailable. Try again.
So I usually do this right from the boot disk, but unfortunately I accidentally erased it. So I have a feeling that this would
Fair enough. Okay, so we're just going to try and getting that USB stick going. I'm not having much luck with this, but the good news is at least we're getting this far and it's not just the spinning wheel of doom with an Apple logo on it. So keep going, plugging away. Be back in a second. Now we're finally in business. So I got a USB stick with OS Sierra, doing a boot, holding option, and there we go. Real quick, and just kind of a side subject, but these are, you can actually pick these up at the dollar store, and they're just little pill capsules, containers with your date and stuff. Hot tip on this, but this is really good for holding screws. So you can actually put like a little note inside each one, which each one's for. So thought I'd throw that out there. So now we'll see how this goes. Blow me. Wanted to give an update here. So put a new hard drive in, since the other one had OS Lion or whatever the hell it was, Mountain Lion. So I got a bunch of these hard drives sitting around. I figured, what the hell? I'm trying to boot a new make a new USB stick with Sierra. So I figured, okay, why not? Let's just throw a new hard drive in there really quick. And so again, positive sign here is it boots up. Somebody was using it. I'm stuck on admin. Need a password. No idea what it is. I don't think this is my hard drive. But on the bright side, you know, keyboard works, mouse works, the backlighting is great. So, you know, once we can crack this nut of trying to figure out how to install Sierra or a new operating system, I think we're in good shape. So what I'm going to do is try restarting this. And we're going to do a little Command R action and see if we can restore it. Now, I'm sure the Mac people are probably fist in the air again. But what may or may not happen is it may ask for a password. I don't know. So, you know what? I think that's going to happen, and I'm not even going to bother with it. I'll let it go on off cam. And then I got a USB stick booting, or USB stick getting created, and hopefully another different one works. I don't know, but I'll try it out. I doubt this is going to work though, so I will do that and I will come back and update if I actually get anywhere with it. But I have a feeling that when I restore it, it's just going to ask for a password again. It's not going to be a clean install. So be back in a second. While we're sitting here at the disk selection screen, and just as a FYI, it's been about a week since I originally started filming this, and I actually ordered 4 gigs of RAM off eBay. It was about 12 bucks. I figured that was a really cheap and reasonable upgrade. This thing originally had 2 gigs, so 4 gigs should actually make this a little bit more of a usable computer. But in the meantime, I sat there and recorded the whole thing, had it up and running on El Capitan from the recovery hard drive. And the problem I had with that was, in thinking about it, is first of all, I was a little bit dumb because after the fact I went and I looked, and of course this is a 2009 model, and Sierra will not run on it. So I spent all this time creating Sierra boot disks, and it was all for nothing because this model will not run that. So that's why I'm getting the cancel sign when I try to boot from it. So that was the first thing. The second thing is then I put in a disk that had a Sierra already installed. So thinking at it from a perspective of somebody who's trying to find a cheap Mac, maybe they only have a PC, they don't have another Mac, and they don't have another hard drive laying around. You're able to create a boot disk in Windows, but if you don't have that recovery drive, I kind of left it as to have fun with that. And, you know, so this isn't really necessarily a tutorial video, but I didn't want to leave people kind of out and dry there hanging without an option if you don't have a recovery hard drive. So, long story short, I went and downloaded El Capitan and created a boot disk that, I don't know, is a little flaky, but it seems to be working now, so that's where I'm at. And I'm just going to go through and show you that it does work now instead of getting that cancel sign. And most likely what I'm going to do is time-lapse all this and actually go through the whole installation just to show you that it works, but not necessarily make the video any longer by dragging it out through the whole thing, since it does take a while. that's it. So we just booted or reinstalled El Capitan from the boot disk. Just wanted to show that it did work. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a slow process, but go to about this Mac. Come on, beach ball. Okay. So do zoom in here. So you can see 13-inch mid 2009, 2.26 gigahertz Core 2 Duo, 4 gigs of RAM. That's been upgraded. So it originally came with the 2 gigs, and yeah. So that's that. Here we are back where we started this journey with this 2009 MacBook Pro. So just to reiterate, picked it up for 80 bucks, ended up having a bad hard drive, swapped that out, upgraded the RAM, and this thing is back to being fully functional. Now keep in mind, it's not exactly a Core i7 with 32 gigs of RAM and a 500 gig solid state drive, but for most people doing email, basic productivity, web browsing, stuff like that, this thing is more than capable of suiting those needs. So I'll go over the pricing and show you what you would have done with this, but otherwise it's ready to go. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you next time.